the surface. So we get vacant positions on the BOD level. Therefore, after Mr. Reddy gives his speech, we're opening the special elections to elect one more BOD member. And tonight we have two candidates, which is Bapak Audi Kusuma. Mr. Audi, are you here? He's not here. And then Ibu Ulfa Yusri, inshallah. I get conflict of interest. But inshallah, before we get started, there are a few announcements I'd like to make. Number one is, of course, thank you so much for our sisters for all the delicious food, which never ending, supporting our activities. And I believe we have so much left right now below in our tent area, by dinner area. So you please take some home. Make sure we're not getting food to waste. Please bring some home. It will be good. Put in the fridge. It will be good till tomorrow, inshallah. Second one is we start seeing a driver who's speeding up in our parking lot. It's not Mustang, but some other car. But this is slightly dangerous, especially when we have a lot of children, like a Saturday even, or on the Alkias during the evening. So please be cautious. Be considerate of the others. Don't speed up in our parking lot, especially in the front. We put a sign of no more than 5 miles per hour in the property. So please honor that. We really appreciate it, inshallah. Third announcement. Paradit, remind me again. Oh, the elections will continue open until Paradit finishes with the speech, inshallah. So if you haven't voted, it's online. Brother Denny in the back, we're still able to accept your voting, inshallah. There will be a good participation. What else, Paradit? That's about it? All right, inshallah. With that, pass on the mic to Paradit, inshallah.
Thank you very much, Pak Yusri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala hadiyalah wa may yudlil fala hadiyalah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu wa la nabiyya ba'dah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Brothers and sisters, so there's a couple non-Indonesian speakers. Allow me to speak in English. All praise and thanks be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us health, has given us opportunity to be here again and gather to glorify His name. And salawat and salam, let's refer to our Rasulullah Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, with his family, with his sahabat companions, and with all of his followers, tabi'in and followers, inshallah, until the end of the time. Okay, so inshallah we'll get started. The purpose of me giving this community town hall is I feel compelled to kind of disclose or open what is going on behind that closed door right there, IAMC office, to the Jama'ah, to you guys who are the main actors of the IAMC. There's a couple of agendas that I'd like to speak. Inshallah, I'll wrap this up within half an hour. A couple of highlights from the agenda today is the introduction again of the board of directors, as Pak Yusri said, and most important of all is the state of finance, the money that we have, the money that the organization has. Also, some activities, some priorities of what we're trying to do in the next 2 years. That is given amanah to us. There's also some special consideration of talks about expanding the properties of Istiqlal, and finally we will wrap up inshallah with the general election result to elect the 5th director for the IAMC. And please feel free to stop me if you have questions, you have commentary along the way. I will stop and inshallah will listen to your commentary. Okay, so briefly again, reinstating, these are the names of the board of directors for this period. The fifth one was Pak Zulfan, and he requested resignation to me, so I honored that, and inshallah that's why the general election took place. This is the organization chart of the IAMC currently, of course, before the fifth director is appointed, right? So it's more of a consultative relationship between directors on the top and committees who help the directors realizing, what we wish to have. Of course, this would be revised further when and if the fifth directors comes along. So what you are seeing on the screen in front of you is the latest state of the finance of the IAMC per December 31st, 2018. You see the balance that we have total in the bank is approximately $440,000, more or less. This data is from about a month ago, which is distributed into three major accounts, right? Account number 0076, 5255, and 5701. The numbers of distribution can be seen on the screen. One of the important things about this account, why we differentiate this account, is that when Jemaah give us or donate the money to the organization, some, or in fact many, of the Jemaah, they specifically says, I'm giving this money for the purpose of all effort associated with building the masjid, i.e. wakaf, right? So wakaf fund, we cannot disturb, we cannot even touch that. So it is for the purpose of making the masjid, building the masjid, right? So that's the purpose, that's the reason why the account is differentiated into three, plus one rolling accounts or moving accounts, that is PayPal, which amount always changes, right? As with the mission of the IAMC to build the place for worship, that's the reason that's reflected on the account number 0076, which contains only funds directed specifically for the efforts of making masjid. All other accounts are for general purpose that could be interchangeably used according to the needs at any given time, right? So here I also present a graphical representative of the ups and downs of the money in 0076. We started with a balance about $156,000 in January 2018. Alhamdulillah, with the fundraising, with the help of you guys and those who are not present here, by the end of the year, that amount goes up to approximately 275, you can take. Okay? Yes, we give a bit of time for Pak Zulfan to keep up. This also comes from pledges, from wakaf, and during the fundraising. If you see the green box, both in the sister side and the brother side, it has two slots. One of the slots is dedicated for effort to build the masjid. And by effort, I mean everything from planning, so inshallah carry on until the physical activities in relation to building the masjid, right? So again, it will always have the highest amount according to our vision and mission of having IAMC. Or maybe we can go back to this item. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So again, briefly describing this, what you see on the horizontal axis is the timeline, right, from January until December of 2018, and what you see on the vertical axis is the amount of money in $1,000. So 50,000, 100,000, so on and so forth, and we're ending at closing to 275 ish, give and take. I don't have the latest information of this account as of January. It's still in the treasurer / finance group. But inshallah, you are all welcome to inquire that. If not through the person, feel free to contact me. We will inshallah furnish that just as soon as it's available. Any question so far?
Account 007, that's only for 0076, right?
That's right. This draft only represents 0076,
Which is relates to the wakaf.
which relates to wakaf or person who comes to treasurer/finance director with specific saying, because wakaf is, I think, start from 500, I think, right? It's, if I'm mistaken, I may be wrong. 250, okay. So maybe it could be that someone came to them, they say, I have $100 extra, I'd like to give it to IAMC, but use it only for the purpose of building the masjid or all effort associated with that.
Okay.
So that
So-
is going to the account.
If you look the chart on, is it April to May?
Mm-hmm.
We see a little bit decreasing,
Yes, there's a dip. Good observation.
but we're not building the masjid.
Right, we're not building masjid. Okay, that's a good question. So the question from Ayusri, if I may repeat, why do we see dip? Why do we see decrease between April and May, right, 2018? The reason for that is, as I stated, this is not only used for the building of physical activities of the building, but also all the effort of planning and designing that goes to it. We pay our consultant, on the next slide I will show, we pay our consultant certain amount of money to obtain approvals or permits from the city. That's where it goes. In fact, it's a big chunk. I will show you in the next slide.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other comment? That's a good question, but thank you. Okay, let's move along. So this is overview of what we have done during previous administration. Which has done a pretty good job. In just a bit of flashback, in 2018, 2016, IAMC signed a contract with two consultants agencies. Number one is ACE Engineering, based in Houston, and number two is Spatial Studio, which is based on Singapore, right? Spatial Studio is specialized in architectural work, and their job is to transform all the input from Bapak Ibu from all Jemaah. We want the building to look like Indonesian, characters, to have certain motifs, certain texture, for example. So Spatial Studio put that in drawing, translates that into architectural drawing, right? From there, the drawing is carried over to ACE Engineering, whose job is to translate architectural drawing into an engineering drawing that can be constructed, that can be built. For example, we want the building to look like this, with, let's say, the height to be, for example, hypothetically speaking, 15 foot, to make it like airy, right? 15 foot high ceiling. The task of the ACE is to interpret that. If you want that, then this is the steel beam that you need, right? So that's the task of ACE Engineering. The contract was signed in 2016. As the time goes, the contract also is revised, is iterated, right? And the value at the end of December 2018 is, as stated on my screen, is approximately $372,000, right? For both ACE and Specialty, right? Out of that, 165 was allocated or was paid, in fact, to ACE, and the rest was paid to Specialty Studio. Okay. Any question? Jemaah, any? Okay. So again, out of 372, we already paid about half of that, $183,000, right? We have not paid the remaining because the remaining phase would involve the actual build, the actual physical construction, right? We have not paid that. And why? Why that's the case? I'll explain that later. But what we have is that $183,000. So Bapak, Ibu, all Jemaah, those who, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for supporting IAMC. What we have is that now we have all the permits from the city. You name it, from the structural permit, from the design permits, lastly from the fire marshal permit, also all complicated, right? But all kind of permits, Alhamdulillah, are cleared up. Theoretically, hypothetically, if we want and if we could build the masjid tomorrow, then we would. We would be able to. You would be able to see all construction trucks coming in and out, right? However, there is another issue here. So all the engineering and design work is completed. Now comes the bidding. Two bidders showed up and submitted their bidding saying, the way you want your masjid to look from the architectural drawing will cost you approximately 5.5 million range, type of thing. Okay, two bidder showed up. One is the Hajar Al Aswad, Blackstone. Number two is Endurance Builder. So this is out of range, basically, right? We have we have $183,000 paid off. What do I say again? We have 274 in account number 0076. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right. The remainder of the 183, we could pay that. Really, we have the money for that, but not unfortunately 5.5 million. Right. So we, the board of director, Bapak Heri, Bapak Irfan, Ibu Almi, and me myself, after Masyura, we agreed. Let's freeze up first the project, review again, especially what makes the number so inflated to 5 million, right? And then I don't have the actual quotation, but inshallah, if any one of you invite, I will try my best to have that production. Previous organization has that. And we'll also try to regroup, review our resources, and to refresh our plan. What I mean by that is perhaps if we first of all we thought, well, we want to have like a wall that has Indonesian batik or Indonesian carved in wood, maybe it's okay on that, that's what we want, right? Maybe now that we realize, oh, oops, that's too expensive, right? Okay, we'll just have some plain wall just like this, and it's okay, right? Something like that. We just have to review. Yes, Pak.
So are the permit good for how many years?
The permit varies, Pak. The fire marshal permit that I was shown directly was good until July of this year, and it can be extended. We have to pay, but not as expensive as if on the first time application. So it's extended.
Sign change in the future. Should we
Possibly.
apply another permit?
Possibly. That's what I mean also by refresh the plan. I'm not sure. I and Mas Heri, we sit together, and it's too complicated to be able to make a decision within 3 weeks, 1 month time frame. But we will continue. We will continue to review what has been achieved, what has been obtained, and then we make a plan moving forward. Right. But definitely, it's not going to be 5 million. It's beyond our reach, right? Any other question?
Yeah, but any of that potential work in coming future that we can do right now, my head goes to parking. Do we have any permit to redo the parking?
The question is there any partial of that would be done today? Is that basically what I understood from you?
Short term.
Short term.
Short term.
Possibly, Pak. In fact, the parking, we will address that on the next slides.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's possible. Though how with the permit, I'm not sure. Mas Heri and I have been scratching our head, and I've been depending heavily on Pak Heri. So Heri, thank you very much for putting up with me. Inshallah, we'll continue to scratch our head. Okay, inshallah. Anyway,
Question.
yes.
So the 5 million, does it include the parking or just the building?
The 5 million, I was told it includes everything: the parking, the drainage, and the building as well. In fact, the rough division or the rough allowance is like 3.5 million for the building, 1.5 for parking / drainage.
So everything.
So everything, correct, everything. Do your homework. If you look at the Masjid Al Aqsa, I was told it wasn't really cost that much. Al Aqsa is located in the KT area, right? But yeah, good question, Laksana. Any other comment, question? Ibu-ibu? Okay, inshallah we move forward. I'm okay if we have to go back a little bit.
Sorry.
Yes.
If you have to refresh the plan, you have to pay again the consultant, or how does it
We
work?
don't know yet. Right now, for the consultant, we pay as we go. We pay as we have results. So it's all been written on the contract, essentially. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So knowing that number, what we have versus what actually it costs to build the masjid, we make priorities, right? Of course, what can we do? We have to deliver. That's what Amanah has given to us. Indeed, really, number one is to evaluate the budget. Right, Pak Dani in the back is in the budget committee. We certainly will need his help to rebudgeting. Do we really need to have this much budget to make something, to make like what I said, Indonesian characters on the masjid. We really need that. What can we slash, basically, right? Without jeopardizing the entire plan. And then the development plan also must be reevaluated. The bidder, who's the bidder? I mean, what are their capabilities? I'm not sure what makes their bidding that high or expensive, right? Number 2, priorities. We will continue the fundraising strategy as has been laid out by Generation 1 of the Board of Directors. We will continue driving that and inshallah improve that. Along with this, we are planning to roll out a new apps for donation to replace Masjid Pay, right? Ivan has intimately involved on that. So inshallah it will be announced shortly, right? And then number 3, we will inshallah improve the infrastructure and the facility. The infrastructure, what I mean here is the parking lot back.
Existing.
The existing, yes, that's right, existing facility. So parking lot, for parking lot I put high priority because I received a lot of input, right, from Jemaah, both from Indonesia and non-Indonesia alike, that our parking lot is poor. And one of the brothers says, talk straight, you need to improve your parking lot, brother, if you don't want to lose Jemaah. Along in this area, along this line, last Friday, after Friday prayer, Pastor is not here, but who is here? How many cars got stuck in the mud? Yeah, I juga, right? About 5 or 6?
About 6.
About 6 cars were stuck in the mud. And mashallah, I can only pray to Allah that may Allah make it easy on those guys to go back to Istiqlal again. Because the way I see it is, more Jemaah needs to come to Istiqlal so that it's easier to collect fund, either at any given time, really, right? It's not realistic for me to expect Indonesians Jemaah to come here 5 times a day, 7 days a week. It's just not realistic. But there is Jemaah. There are Jemaah that do come here, and they're not Indonesians. They live nearby, and so people like that is what I need to come here more, right? Often.
Mr. Muharo, right?
Pak Muhammad, for sure. Yeah, right. But anyway, you can imagine, right? If the traffic comes more frequently, inshallah, money will come along more frequently also. That just doesn't happen right now, right? So I need to make sure that I serve the Jemaah, that when they come to Istiqlal, they know they will have spot to park their car, and that the car will not get stuck in the mud. If they come late, they are guaranteed, inshallah, to have a spot, right? Right now, if this parking spot right is full, then what they do is going to a front, right? And that's exactly where the risk of getting stuck is, right? So Pak Heri and I, also we have been thinking, Pak Heri is in the construction area of the Board of Director activities, been thinking about what can we do. So inshallah within 3 weeks, we will meet again to devise a plan, right? And number 4 priority is the continuation of improvement on the bylaws. This is a bit challenging because it's legal, and why do I even bring this up? Because it came from the previous administration as part of the 501c3 reinstatement. They start asking, well, I mean, how do you define what is member? That's the one area. And then how do you define membership that, basically does not discriminate people, right? So things like that we need to address, and that will be, inshallah, addressed to the best of our ability. Any questions so far? Okay, on the next slide is for your information of what activities coming up to Istiqlal, right? Number 1, inshallah, we have LKII, that is Intensive Islamic Studies with the Sheikh coming from Indonesia. It's about 75% confirmed that he would come on Wednesday. Inshallah, more detailed announcement will be given. And then number 2, family night, right? Okay, family night. Brother side, inshallah, will be busy cooking, serving, cleaning, everything, and the rest of the family enjoying. Especially the sister, because the sister has always provided us with food during the Wahalaka. So inshallah on the 23rd of February on Saturday we will have family night. Pak Slamet inshallah will demonstrate how things can fly with this helicopter or airplane model. Inshallah. And then for the youth basketball tournament 3-on-3 is also anticipated. And then Pak Julan will visit us on March, and then after that is regular Ramadan, Eid 9 will come along. Fundraising bazaar will continue, right? Twice yearly, inshallah on April, on November, not finalized, but it's planned. Okay. And then Safari Ramadan, that of course will happen during Ramadan. And then finally, we inshallah will reinstate again the family Umrah, winter family Umrah. Thank you to Ibu Ita Prasidi. Ibu Ita, ada di sini Ibu Ita? Ibu Ita, thank you very much for pushing this. We inshallah will coordinate, will organize the trip to Haramain on December 24th, leaving Houston, on December 31st, going back or arriving in Houston also. Travel operator will be chosen as Darussalam. They're very large, they're very good, they're very reputable. What the caveat though, we need 25 folks, right, to sign up if we are to have our own group. Otherwise what's happen is Darussalam will combine us into other group of theirs, right? Hotel and accommodation, inshallah, will be provided as you see on the screen in the 5-star hotel. So inshallah, it'll be very educative, very fun. Please start saving and sign up when the sign up is open. Any question?
How much approximately it costs?
Last year it cost about 2,250, somewhere around the neighborhood. It's a bit too early, like to say right now. Would that change? 200, 2,050? Would that could change still, but budgeting around the area, right? 25 people. Remember, we need that just like 2 years ago. Okay. Now, I need to entertain, or I guess cater to those who came to me concerning the what happens to the land next to us, right? I understand a lot of mix of opinion came in. Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for all that. But allow me to have two sides of statement, I guess. So 4.5 acre in our right side is up for sale right now, right? Several brothers and sisters approach previous administration also saying, what's your response? What's your plan? Would we acquire that? Just individually speaking, right? So we start gathering the facts, yes, to answer the inquiry. We discovered that as of now they are offering that up for sale for 3 million, right? Just asking price. Anyone can set asking price any price they wish, right? However, we also know from public record that in 2017 the tax is much less than that, and we believe that the asking price is kind of baseless. There is no baseline as to what justification that they came up to that number. And it's also worth noting that this price has been reduced twice already since November at least, from the original asking price of 6 million. Talking to some friends of ours who are in realtors, they thought that the fair price would be anywhere between 750 to maybe 800, right? Again, that's a fair price according to our thought based on the tax that they pay. I.e., if you have a tax bill from Ferdinand County, you look at the appraised value. Okay, well, for example, my house, it was appraised at 170, and then I look at my surrounding area. The sale price of a similar house was running anywhere between 185, 190, so about 25% higher than the appraised value or the tax value, right? So you do the calculation, do the math, 25% more from the 442 is approximately this. This is a good price. But anyhow, we gather this information really just to deliver back to you, back to us who are concerned, expressing the concern of planning the expansion or the expanding of the Istiqlal. And so, a couple people come to me, right? And I start making summary of the reason to and the reason not to, right? So what you can see here is on the left side is reasons to buy, if you were to buy, right? What we as asked earlier on, and we answer about 1 million or 1.3 million of the 5 million were allocated for the drainage and the parking lot. If we were to use this money, this allocation of 1.3 to buy the home, then we may not have to build retention pond. If you would remember from Pak Eka presentation, it was required to have retention pond as deep as 8 feet. We don't need that because they already have, right? They already have it there. So of course, yeah. If we were to buy, correct. If we were to buy that land, which runs like this, right, and to back to front to back, side to side, then we don't need to make a retention pond anymore now, because they already have. they already have retention pond.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's our choice. But then let's go through this list, right? Space for future expansion is secure. What I mean by that is in asking couple brothers from the masjid that's very large, very crowded. Take for example Mariam Masjid, KT Masjid, Mas KT, or Hamzah, where they have two Friday Salat, right? There is a tendency in saying that within 5-10 years, the Muslim Jama'ah will run out of space, right? Basically, and that's partially the reason why they have two Jum'ah. Now, granted, the second Jum'ah probably is for high schooler or due to work schedule, not necessarily for capacity. However, I also heard that Fire Marshal has put a limit, right? Basically, every masjid has a limit as to maximum occupants. This masjid should have, but we have not been audited for that. So, because of the maximum capacity, there's no choice except other than either expand the masjid or having a two Jum'ah. So that's one of the reason also. And so let's go on the list. What is the advantage also if you buy that? If we got to buy that, that could be converted as something that we could rent to pay for its own mortgage. That hopefully does not disturb those three accounts that we stated earlier on, either as children daycare, adult daycare, or as is, or maybe classroom. In relation to classroom, Pak Zulfan came to me about a month ago. Someone from Masjid Mariam. Someone from Masjid Mariam inquired IAMC if we could rent them space for them to hold their class that will mimic Bayina in Dallas, right? Because they do have classroom, but it's all used up. It's all the capacity is maxed out, and they start searching masjid around them, see if they could rent, right? So things like that, large classroom is a possibility, and also a couple of Indonesian brothers, of course, state if there is LKII, if there is any Indonesian halakah that is long, it could be held in a separate large facility as well, rather than here. If there's civic ceremony, a couple times we have folks getting married here, and what happens was they would wish to take a picture on the minbar. However, they could not do that because it's already for prayer. So if there is event like that, then we could arrange so that they don't disturb the scheduled prayer. That's on the left side, right? On the right side, reason not to buy, right? I also take a note and summarize. We're unsure where the money will come from. I understand, and I respect that that's understandable. And let's not delay the plan because we already have plan and it's been quite so long. We have not seen anything happening. Yeah, that's true too, right? There's concern about maintenance costs, and there's also concern if the benefit would that really outweigh the expense that we incur. So all these things I summarized and I took note. Why do I come up short on the right side? That's because numerically, quantitatively speaking, there's more brothers that come to me saying, "Will IAMC buy that? Can we buy that? What's your plan? Can you buy that? Something within 1 year?" So that really is the reason why I came up short on the right side. So now, what do we plan? The next one. Okay. I would like to say that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? Meaning, if you could look at our history when we have land in what now is the Ulum, they thought of the same thing. The thinking ahead. They need a large place. What happens then is they buy our land, even though that means their property is kind of crooked, right? Kind of L-shaped. They still buy that, right? If you look also at Arafat, our neighbor, that also is the same thing. They have so large land behind them, even though their masjid is not large. And that's because of the future expansion, future reserve, right? So what we're trying to say is there is a truth in, for example, if they are now selling $3 million, and if someone showed up to them buy the house right now, and then may Allah make it easy, if someone from us has $4 million, $5 million, we try to buy that from them to secure future expansion. I don't think that we could buy that. I just don't think that we could. It's not up for sale anymore. So this is once in a lifetime opportunity. Because of it's the amanah that was given to us is to realize and to collect all your input. We would like to have your opinion. Within 72 hours, inshallah, we will open a polling, and the polling will ask you, should we or should we not acquire property next door for future expansion of Istiqlal? Yes or no, and there will be per column reason if you would like to. Okay, within 72 hours we will open that polling on the social media as well as internet. Please participate and help us understand what we should do. Okay. Any question?
Is it possible when you do the polling, you have to mention also the price because it's not reasonable?
True. Yeah, good question, Pak.
If just mention anything you have.
Yes. As we stated, anyone can set their asking price any way they want, right? But if we were to make an offer to them, and if I were to make an offer to them, I would not go more than 800. Why? Because of the fair price is that. Number two, I don't want to put burden. I don't want to put burden to whomever replaces me, whomever succeeding me 2 years from now. Right? That's a plan. We're definitely not going to make an offer for 3 million. No, that's ridiculous, right? And the fact that they reduced the price twice within 3 months, that tells us that they do have difficulty in finding buyer. Otherwise, I mean, this location is pretty good. Nearby Highway 6, right? And nearby Shopping Square. Why would they not be able to, right? So their price must be because of the price. But again, I have to underline the statement if we were to buy, right? It's up to you, Jemaah. I need your help. We need your help. Tell us what you want to do. Okay? Within 72 hours, we will make an announcement. Inshallah. Okay? So we're winding down, inshallah. Let's see what time. Okay, I'm over time already. Bapak Zulul Mahab, as we said, wish to step down. We respect that. So we grant the approval. And Pak Zulfan stepped down immediately after we take the responsibility January 1st, right? And fifth director is needed because by law stated that board of directors shall. The word is shall, not must or should. Board of directors shall consist of 5 persons, and that's why Pak Denny on the back is standing by as a general election committee again. Okay, please do your voting. So with that, I conclude my presentation tonight. If there is any question, please feel free to ask. And from us, Jazakumullah khairan katsira. Thank you very much for your time. Inshallah, Pak Yusri, floor is back to you. Siap. Ya.
Mas Radit, bisa nggak kalau direkomendasikan kembali lagi ke usul yang pertama tahun 2012-2013 bahwa budget bangun masjid 2 juta US dollar, dari 2 juta itu konsultan atau kontraktor mereka bisa diserahkan.
Inshallah, Wita. Jadi the question, let me repeat the question from Wita. Thank you very much, Wita, for the question. The question is, would it be possible if we return back to the year of 2012 when we began all this journey using budgetary number of $2 million, give it back to the consultant and see what we could have from that $2 million, correct, Wita? More or less, okay. The answer is yes, Wita. We definitely can do that. All options are on the table. In fact, last Sunday, me, Pak Iwan and Pak Ika, we three met with the representative from ACE. We tell them clearly, right now we would like to temporarily freeze this project because we cannot pay you. I was as clearly, as blatant, as open as I could. So we would like, for whatever that you are asked to deliver prior, we'd like to freeze that until resources is available. Then my next statement is, when we are ready, we either will contact you or use someone else. But of course, at that time, we will use the $2 million budget like that. And so I also, because to the best of my remembrance, meeting like this where all the finance is disclosed didn't happen before. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? So now the intention of me disclosing our kitchen is to show the Jemaah this is the money that we have, right? What is within our reach? What's the amount that we should be living with? $2 million is I think very reasonable with that, and inshallah we will fight for that. Inshallah.
$2 million including the parking.
Everything. Yeah. But that's why I am Pak Heri, like I said, we scratch our head. I mean, I don't know Pak Heri, thank you very much Pak Heri for putting up with me. We scratch our head. What can we do to make progress? What else can we do? Right?
That's more reasonable.
So, but yeah, it is more reasonable to